Chapter.
Yeah.
You played D&D?
Yeah, for the past like 4 years.
Wow, like on the
Yeah.
nice.
Tabletop.
That threw me off when he told me, "Yeah, I got my D&D stuff here.
That's an interesting.
I got a match
So
tonight,"
she's-
and I'm just like, "What? You play D&D?"
That's crazy.
I got it on Etsy, and is it recording right now? Oh shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Pimp Gimp Shrimp podcast, or show, or web series, whatever you want to call it. But today is just me, Mr. Buttermilk, and I have two amazing guests, guys I've known for over 15 years.
Yeah.
Got Outer Heaven,
Hello.
the legend himself,
I don't know
and
about that.
Tiptoe Brute.
What's up, guys?
Tiptoe Brute. He's had that name longer than I've known him. Jeez.
I think
It's
we
been-
established too that was a Xbox that named you.
Yes, it was a random generated Xbox name around when Halo 2 came out. So it was like, everyone was like, "Oh, you like the brutes?" And I'm like, "I really don't."
They chose your side for you.
Right. There's no middle ground. Pick a
Yeah.
side, bro. I was like,
What was that? Was that Harry Potter where they picked the school for him?
Oh,
they put
yeah,
the hat
yeah.
on.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah,
"Oh, you
yeah,
will be
yeah.
a brute."
You will be a brute.
You already made enemies before you knew it.
Man, I know. No middle ground.
But yeah, I've gone through several names, and you've stuck with yours, and that's respect, man. And
Yeah.
I'm always changing it.
Christ,
Like,
it's
I'm in the mood for something more Batman-ish. I'm in the mood for something more emo, something more of this. No,
What the hell is
Mr.
buttermilk?
Pancakes.
Hey!
I was hungry. I was like, you know what,
Pancakes.
Mr. Buttermilk. That
It's
was
for
The one that stuck with me was always Willy My Wonka. I was always like,
Oh yes,
I like that one.
I had to change that one because I guess it got reported. I don't think I was suspended, but it said you have to change your name, and I had it for
Yeah,
about
I
3
remember
months
seeing that,
maybe.
and I didn't know who the person was on my Xbox. Like, yeah, fuck this person.
Really, my Wonka. But what else? Well, what are other animes you guys like?
I got a little list here.
A little list.
Let's see, where is it?
Actually, that's 4 paragraphs long.
Well, while you're looking it up,
Got it.
Street Fighter Alpha.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorites. Is one of my. It's not my first one that I ever seen. DBZ was my original opening
course, yeah.
opening to anime, but
Nice.
I love the whole fight series of Street Fighter. Even though I was never a big Street Fighter fan on the console, but having the little stories and the little fights here and there on Chung-Li, how she came into knowing the guys, and how Ken and Ryu became best friends after facing each other in the tournament.
Yeah.
Ken Masters being this rich, wealthy, not necessarily spoiled, but he had everything. And seeing
silver spoon.
Ryu coming from another country, basically Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and being introduced to this world and seeing their journey go through in one season, I thought was pretty.
So it's
pretty
more
nice.
enjoyable for you to watch it and see how all the characters connect, but also how they intertwine with this, like, the Street Fighter, universe, basically.
How when they bring in Cammy. She guy's an assassin, and who was the other guy? Guile. When they introduced him, Sonic Boom. When they introduced him, but the two kids, I'm basically calling them kids because Guile was like a 30-year-old soldier
Right.
fighting these 16-year-old kids at a bar.
Fucking them up. Why at the bar? Wait, it's a different country. Don't worry about it.
Kicks their ass just so later on he can then save them when they get abducted or kidnapped by Bison.
See, I never really watched any of the Street Fighter stuff, the live action. Yeah,
With
of course.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep, it can't be that.
That
Guile-
old one, oh my
Is Guile the one
gosh.
with the blonde hair with the mohawk, right?
Guile?
Yeah. With the
Yeah,
flat top?
yeah, the flat
Right?
top that
Okay.
stuck out.
Just beats up some 6-year-old.
Looks like the top of a nuclear power plant. you know?
Well, the thing is that the kids were beating up his boys, I guess his squad guys at a bar, and then they're like, "Oh, wait till our captain gets here, or whatever." And then Guile comes in and he's like, "Oh, you want to fight me?" And he beats up. I think Ryu. That's how that scene ends. It's just like him beating him up. Ryu and Ken go back to Ken's place, and
Cry together.
Ryu's in bed, laid up, all bandaged up, and then Ken goes out looking for Guile on an Air Force base, and he finds him. And he's like, "You beat up my friend. Now I'm gonna kick your ass." And next scene, they show Ken laid up right next to Ryu, all bandaged up. It was like, "Oh wow, I've never seen a fighter like that before." This and that, yeah.
I think about what type of 30-year-old will beat up a 16-year-old, and then I just realized, Oh wait, that happened to us years ago.
Yeah, we did get into that squabble with and there was a lot of 30-year-olds. It wasn't just one 30-year-old beat us up. It was
we're outnumbered.
I missed this one. But,
Oh,
I've
my
heard the
Good thing you
stories.
did.
yeah, it's not one of our highlights. It's more
Yeah.
of our haunting past of being kids.
Apparently, that was one of my highlights. I didn't know that.
Oh, poor Outer Heaven, man.
Mhm.
He suffered concussion that night.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
cheap
And that was before we all knew what the hell concussions were.
Jesus.
Yeah, you guys were just fucking with me.
Yeah, we were
apparently.
fighting with him the rest of the night because after all settled down, we went back to his house and we were just joking around. And poor Outer is like, what day is it? Did I go to my track meet? We're like, for the 7th fucking time. Yes, you went to your track meet. But I feel like a dick, and
You guys just thought it was like the worst trolling event ever.
Yeah. But I always wish we could replay that day.
Why?
Well, I think things would happen different now if we were to go through something like that.
Oh yeah, we're 30 years old. We're like, you know what? We're good. We're not just gonna walk away, okay?
Yes. No brain damage. Or
No brain damage. No, we're gonna drive away. We have a car probably by then.
The older you get, man, it's exhausting to put forth that energy into fighting with people. It gets exhausting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Not that it's not warranted sometimes, but it's like couldn't imagine being so hard all the time. Like, you know, when you're growing up, you're just like
just looking for something to get mad at.
mad at, like, what was that Cat Williams joke? Angry at breakfast.
See, I can't imagine being hard all the time right now. Like with a girl, wake up. Tired.
So let me ask you guys, what are some of your most memorable anime, but not like excluding the big ones? Excluding the big ones like, you know, Naruto, Gundam, Dragon Ball, One Piece, and maybe you know,
Gundam, like which Gundam?
all of them. I mean, they're so, you know, I can tell you some of my most memorable ones for me is Inuyasha.
Oh yeah,
I love that one.
It's not even like really the TV show. It's late at night. It's 2 a.m. And
I
then
love
the
that
theme
show,
song
man.
comes on. You're like barely awake. Like, oh, there we go.
Second wind.
Yeah.
And another one I had was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Brotherhood, you didn't like the 2003 version?
I mean, the original was cool. They did an okay job wrapping it up, but Brotherhood was made more sense.
Yeah.
It made more sense because they followed the source material.
Yeah. I mean, I guess with anything, right? It's like always follow source material, or else you're fucking evil.
You have to, man. You have to. That's why I have a problem with
They
these.
had to leave the source material because they passed the source material in 2003.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But that's why I give them credit.
Yeah.
For making up a good original ending.
And the same studio also did Brotherhood too.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
like, all right.
So I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
was
fair.
like, you know, we did this and to hold you over, and now here's the real one. You know,
Ah.
it's finished now with the source material. Now we can finish the anime.
The best thing about that TV show is like Ed and Al's not super OP at all. They're not even the
No.
strongest characters.
No, not even close.
Which is awesome.
Not even close, but they're good.
I've
Yes.
tried watching that show and it threw me off seeing a kid's voice in that big
Oh.
armored suit. And I was
It takes a
just-
minute.
I'm like, is that a girl? Is that a child? Like, why?
It's
who
a very
is
small
this?
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I don't even think I finished the episode because I just got distracted by other things. But
It's very heavy
I've
fantasy.
always been told it's a good series.
Yeah,
and I should
Brotherhood
give
is
it a chance.
People uphold it as one of probably the best animes of all time because of the storyline, the animation. But it's a good story, man.
It sounds
Yeah,
like a
they
good
use
series.
nice-
I'm gonna
it
get
is.
into. All right. What about you, Outer Heaven?
You go first.
Baki.
Buck.
But I love my mixed martial arts.
Favorite moment in Baki though.
What's my favorite moment in
Yeah.
Baki? Oh, it was early. It was I think it was towards the end of this first season, where I think his name was Spectre. He tries to kidnap Baki's girlfriend while she's at home. Baki and his girl just got done with the date. He drops her off at home. You think you see Baki walk away.
Yeah.
His girl goes into her room. She's like all going all googly about Baki, and Spectre just shows up. He's like, you know who I am. She's like, oh shit, I know who you are.
Oh shit.
I know how strong you are. I can really see it in your eyes that you're willing to kill me if I try to scream or say anything. But you know what? I believe in someone more than I believe in how dangerous you are. It's like, oh yeah, how much you want to bet on it? She just looks at him straight in the eyes and she gets ready to scream his name. As soon as that bah sound comes out, you see him getting ready to knock her out. And all of a sudden, Baki just comes flying through the window with a super kick right in his face. I was like, oh, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But once I saw that, I was hooked on the show. Like, this guy is on a whole nother level. And it's not OP like Dragon Ball Z. It's more realistic to a point. To a point.
Yeah.
It's to a point.
It's very tame for anime.
It's still a cartoon and all, but
So, like, I'm really, like, Baki, for the whole, like, dialogue scene could happen, Baki should have been, like, 100 yards away. But really, Baki was outside her window in the bushes just watching her.
yeah. But that's what Spectre said. He's like, oh, you like to watch, huh?
Baki was like, bro, you ruin it. I got to kick you in the face.
But and the soundtrack to that anime I thought was always cool.
Oh, yeah.
They always had a different song or soundtrack to an event going on. I was like, oh, this is just getting me hyped up. I want to go beat someone up now. But
There's a song called Child Prey that was, I think, was the opening for the OG one. That is, like, basically, I think Japanese, like, death metal. So hard. I used to listen to it all the time to, like, lift. I'm like, this is my jam right here. I don't know what the same, but I'm fucking for it.
Have you guys ever seen that one anime? It's pretty good, but it's not about power levels at all. It's about it's called Promise to Neverland, I think, or Neverland Promise.
I've seen it on, like, Netflix, but no, I never watched it.
Oh man, it's a very intense story. It's about these kids that are at an orphanage, right? And they're just here, and they're all marked with numbers and stuff, right? And they're just on this farm, and they're not allowed to go past this certain border, all this, right? Strange things happen, kids go missing. So, they're like, what the hell? So they finally decide to go over, and they follow one of the kids that's supposed to be, they say, taken to a family, right? Come to find out, they're taken to a farm where they're killed and eaten by demons.
holy shit.
Oh.
They're farming children.
Wow.
Yeah. So these kids are terrified. They're little, 8, 9, 10. It was horrifying. They're like, oh my God, these little kids. But it turns into a good story because they come together. They go back, rescuing the kids, trying to outsmart the demons, and they come to find out that there was a giant war between humans and demons. And the demons have half the planet, and that was the stipulations. If you guys stay on that side, we'll supply you with food.
Yeah.
To keep the other part of the humans safe.
Jeez.
So and there's 2 seasons on it, and it's very good. It's very dark and twisted fantasy.
It's on Netflix?
Yes, it is.
That sounds really cool, actually.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Man, what's, like, half the planet, like, when you come down, like, horizontal or vertical half the planet,
I think
what are
horizontal.
we getting here?
I was looking at horizontal.
Get south of the equator, we get the north.
Like, what if you lose, like, Costa Rica? Like, I kind of want to visit that place.
Another new one I really enjoyed, Fireforce.
Never seen that either.
Oh man, you guys, I got
You got a
list.
whole list.
I got
yeah.
a bunch,
know.
man.
Oh,
I got
damn.
a bunch. Crazy, but it's very good though. It's one of my favorites too.
What about you, Outer?
Oh, no, it's back to me, huh?
Yeah.
I was dreading this moment.
I got a little list, man. Go through this.
It
might be something.
The Keegan
some
Ashura.
stuff on there. You might recognize some of those.
The Kegan Ashura.
That's all hentai.
That's was that a titty?
I think...
Wrong list, guys.
You ever see Rurouni Kenshin? You probably have.
Yeah, that's the old samurai one.
Yeah. Rurouni Kenshin?
Nope.
No, it's feudal Japan when guns start really taking over Japan, and swords being like work out of the way out, right?
Sword era is over.
Yeah, and this guy, his name is Potosai, which is like, I think it's like term for the manslayer or something like that. He had so many kills that they call him the Potosai, and he vowed to never ever kill a single person again. So he fight with a reverse blade sword, which basically the sharp end's on the reverse side. But one of my favorite moments...
So it's more of a blunt weapon? Metal weapon?
Yeah.
All right.
Which does no damage whatsoever, apparently, right? Which, I mean, with a samurai sword, the katana, you do need, like, some hefty weight behind a blunt weapon to do actual, like, really serious damage. So it makes kind of sense.
Right.
I don't know if there's any historical reverse swords. Maybe there have been. Some, like, swordsman's fucked up. It's like, shit, wrong side. But one of my favorite moments, I want to say, is when he fought, I forgot the guy's name, the guy with the big-ass sword, the mercenary that attacked him.
That's been so
You know
long.
what I'm talking? He, like, turned monkish.
Yeah.
And they had that battle. He, like, kind of, like, challenged him. So instead of like fighting in the village or him attacking his friends, he's like, all right, we'll walk out, have like a mutual agreement to fight in this area away from the village.
Right. We'll take out the blows. Yeah.
Yeah, and when they had that connection, that bond over like combat, that was really cool.
Right.
So I was like,
yeah.
Love that aspect. Yeah, but yeah, Rurouni Kenshin, I think it came out.
That's an older one too. Yeah, that was a good
90s
one.
maybe.
It's classic.
Yeah.
It's classic. Yep. Like you.
Reverse
Hakusho.
katana.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up. Now that sounds interesting because it sounds like why are you keeping the sharp end towards you?
Also, I mean, people fight over dub or sub. I think it depends on the anime and the type of voice actors. But if you do dub for Rurouni Kenshin, there's two versions. One is absolute trash. Another one's good.
All right.
So
There's 2 dubs.
there's 2 dubs. I found it the hard way. I was watching this. I'm like, man, this doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no character or like emotion behind these characters when they speak.
He's just like reading lines.
It's like Siri.
Yeah,
It's Siri just
yeah.
talking.
And
off
this
of-
was on like I think Hulu or something like that too, like a big platform. And then I go on YouTube and I found like the correct version I watched on like Cartoon Network or like maybe
Yeah.
Adult Swim at night.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, oh okay, there's 2 versions. This is stupid.
interesting.
Yeah, like here's the trashier version. These are bigger platforms. Like no.
You brought up samurais, and it reminded me of a show, Samurai Champloo.
Champloo.
That was
Great one. Classic. That's
I-
a good dub.
Mm-hmm.
That dub is amazing.
that I like the whole hip hop culture
Yeah.
mixed into it.
That was so much fun.
That was a fun anime.
Yeah,
It's a very fun anime.
It's unfortunate. It only was like 1 season long.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The animation was phenomenal
Yes.
too. The
That
fight
happens all the time,
scenes,
man. Good
yeah.
animes just don't sometimes go anywhere.
Like overlook it.
I like how the entire series they were rivals, but at the same time they were working together to help this girl out help this girl find her father.
That happens all the
And I
time.
was like, I like
The
this
Sunfire's best
because
samurai.
they'll go around, they'll team up, beat up a whole bunch of people, and then at the end they stare each other down like they're
Yeah.
about to fight, and she has to jump in. No, you guys made a promise with me.
Talking about rivals, there's 2 good animes that I got Raiden watching. He My Hero Academia.
I mean, people recommended it. But I've never seen
So
it.
good, man.
There's
Classic
too many things out
rival
there.
between, if people know what I'm talking about, between Bakugo and Deku. So classic rival. Because one kid was born without powers in a world with powers, and then he becomes one of the most powerfulest because he gets power from All Might.
That sounds like Black Clover.
Kind of the same thing,
Yeah?
right?
Okay.
Right, but this is Black Clover. I don't know which one came out first,
I have no idea.
but kind of the same thing. But this one, what sucks though? The only thing I don't like is that at least Black Clover is making Asta like his powers are coming in finally. Like they even through the episodes. And My Hero Academia has been 5 seasons, and he's only at 40% of his power. And I mean, I love the climb. I love it, but I'm kind of thinking like, geez, man, we'd like to see something here eventually. 5 seasons, and we still got 12 more to go at least.
Yeah.
Like,
fair.
and we're going to see it in, 10 years? I won't even, probably see the rest of the anime yet, So I'm just like, even in the manga, he has not gotten to that level yet. But he's learned. He's at like 50%, 60% of his power in the manga, and he's learned a second ability, but he has 5 more abilities.
Jeez.
So I'm like, this is going to be a long anime.
Yeah.
And Black Clover, same thing. But Raiden is watching those 2, and they both have great rivals, great storylines, and the fact that he picked them up so quickly and was like, I'm watching this, it just shows how good it is.
You're like, that's my boy.
Because I couldn't get to watch anything. Nothing. though, man. It's going to be around
I remember
forever.
watching High School Living Dead. You ever seen that one?
Oh,
Yes.
I've seen that.
Yes, that one.
I
yep.
watched that as I got back from Japan. So I was able to understand some like the streets are on,
Yeah.
oh, I recognize that, this is awesome. I watched it like 3 years later. I'm like, this is a little kind of fucking creepy.
Speaking of High School of the Dead, man. If like you asked me earlier, top 3 hentai, which I don't have any, okay, but
That was a joke. What? This is a you
opened
subject.
up a box.
This is a you subject.
You opened up
Because I
a
got
box.
none. I'm sorry, buddy.
I got none. But I'm gonna go back to this as a kid.
Jameson. As a kid.
As a kid, I used to watch these
Internet
anime.
destroyed
Right?
Oh,
That's it.
editing.
Okay, backpedal. As a kid though, you used to see like the Fooly Coolies.
Yeah,
or the,
yeah.
Sometimes in Inuyasha, you see like that stuff. You're like, they never show anything. And I was always wondering, like, does that happen? Is there anime that does that, right? And lo and behold, there is a type of anime out there that does that. It shows like the chicks, just their boobs and shit all the time. right? Like they'll be doing stuff, but then they'll go fight like dragons and demons and all this crazy stuff, and he's cool anime, cool action, and then they come back and they're like, I love him, no, I love him, and then it's like, oh, so there's a type of this, and I found it, and I was so excited as an adult because I was like, bro, I've been looking for something like this my whole life. As a kid, like this is, nothing. I didn't want
the holy grail for you.
I didn't want straight
of
like
anime.
sex. It was just more like I didn't know this existed. I always thought it did. I thought it was crazy, and then it just happened to pop up, and I was like, "This is crazy! It's great action, but there's boobs in it." And some people say that in the comments. They'll say, "I came for the boobs, I stayed for the plot." Okay. And it's true.
You never see that on Pornhub ever.
And it's called High School DxD, and it's the old school D with an X and a D that look like boobs on like the computer back in the AOL days.
Oh, okay.
So the action is actually really awesome. There's only 3 seasons, but that's all you need. You don't need more than 3 seasons.
By the first episode, you'll be cast out and it's done, empty. You don't need any more. All right.
But that genre does exist, and I found some other ones, but it was just like I couldn't believe.
I would imagine like someone's like brave lotion, tissue. You get ready, 2 episodes in, you're like, oh, this plot's getting good.
No, I don't need this right now. No.
She was a dragon this whole time, bro. I don't want this lotion.
You were educating me and Smelly the other day about how, in order for something to be considered an anime, it has to be a cartoon directly from Japan.
So, in America, yes. In Japan, no. So, anime in Japan is just basically short for animation.
Right.
Anything that is an animation in Japan's term is an anime. So, basically, Beauty and the Beast is anime to people in Japan.
Oh.
But in America, basically, any type of like style, but usually if people get really cartoony, it's like, it has to be from Japan to be an anime. Technically, that's not true.
Not
but
true,
that's like more North American people like say.
I see what you're saying.
Anything with anything with animation is anime.
Yeah.
In Japanese people's eyes.
And I have to say the difference, because sometimes you say like, oh, this DC anime. They're like, wait, anime? No, I'm like, well,
DC
animation. And then like, oh, but you're right. Japanese people is like, well, it's anime. It's animation. So it's all the same. It's all animated regardless. So no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I remember watching shows that kind of had like the look of an anime, but like that's not real anime because it's not from Japan. Like the Boondocks. It had that look,
style.
but it's obviously an American cartoon, but it did have that style. That Dexter's Laboratory. I don't know if you guys ever watched that growing up, but he had like this mecha Trigun suit or whatever, and every time that would come out, he would get in it, have his whole little entrance. And then he'll stand in this one position where the sun's always glistening on it, and he'll do that little anime, like ching, like the sunlight bouncing off. I'm like, oh, it's like a wannabe anime.
Quick segue back to your like talking about hentais and whatnot. Dexter's Laboratory, the mom was like freaking like thick as fuck. What was the freaking animators like thinking about this? Like, apparently there's a correlation with animators, right?
What do you think about Cow and Chicken then?
Cow and Chicken.
I don't remember those the parents.
You don't remember?
Were they like half?
Yeah,
it was like it was just legs.
Oh, really?
It was just legs. Yeah. That was the parents, just legs.
I just meant because Cow and Chicken and the guy is always walking on his butt. The devil dude. I love that guy, bro.
That was devious. So weird.
He's so devious too, bro.
But like, how do you like draw like Dexter and all that stuff, and you draw Dee Dee and like the dad, and then you're like the mom. Like, why is that necessary?
They wanted to make sure that we knew she was a thick mom.
Okay, noted.
Jesus.
And they wonder why I get my taste, my childhood.
Doesn't Disney do that all the time with their mom characters? They always make sure like thick, their thighs.
Oh yes, like Moana, like her the mom character, even though it's her sister, she's basically her guardian. Same thing.
They give them all the same shape.
Yeah. You're just like, But the only thing I don't like is when what was it, dude? Was it Looney Tunes?
Yeah.
Like they messed with Lola Bunny, and it was like, just leave her alone.
What do you mean they messed with Lola Bunny?
Yeah, like in the regular Space Jam, she had a little bit of cleavage, like a tiny bit.
Just so you can identify as a girl.
Exactly.
As a girl rabbit.
But now they took it all away. And
I heard a lot of furious bits about that. Yeah.
It was kind of, people were upset, and I was just like, I get it because it's for kids, but at the same time, you're trying to portray that she's a female bunny, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the point. and you're taking that away.
It was always so funny with like American animators. So they make guys. It just looks like your basic 40-year-old dude. All the time. Your most average fucking dude, you know? And that's why girls have daddy issues. They go like, you know what? That's why I watched when growing up. No, I'm kidding. But is that crazy? It's like, this is what I look like. And this is my MILF.
This is the MILF.
But then you also have He-Man, who looks like a goddamn
fucking
super
superhero.
steroid ass. No.
Looks like a Mr. Olympian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a funny haircut. With a little bowl haircut.
Yeah, why would they? It's not even a bowl hair because it has bangs.
Bangs, that's
Yeah,
what
he
it
has
is. Little bangs.
It doesn't work on anybody but only He-Man.
He-Man.
Only He-Man can have bangs.
Oh, here. Well, this is what's popular right now. So I don't know.
You gotta name some
You
titles,
tell me you guys have heard of any of these. One Piece.
I heard this thing called a One Piece.
There it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
a One Piece.
One Piece. That's on Netflix, I think, right now.
It's the longest running anime in history.
But they only have a little bit there. They only have about 200 episodes. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that's
over
it.
1,000. Over 1,000.
Oh,
Isn't that
Jesus.
crazy?
I can't do that, man.
Spy Family.
No, too creepy.
That one's not bad. It's about this family, this dude who's a spy in espionage, right? Then so is this girl, she's in espionage, and like they like fight each other, almost like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but in anime, and they protect this kid now together,
Okay.
and they're called the Spy Family. So it's cool. It's a little slice of life action anime, not too bad.
I just want to say, what animes would you recommend for like new people?
To get them
Well, it
into.
depends on what you're really into. My taste,
I'll
they
give two different
differ.
ones. Two different ones for two different categories of people, right? What would you give?
So you think something easy to digest, maybe?
I don't know, just choose. Like, what would you introduce somebody to?
Right now,
two different
if
ones.
nobody knew anything about nothing right now, Demon Slayer,
Good one. Yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Ooh.
I give you those two.
I hear Attack on Titan is a real good one.
It's very
yeah.
good. You got to stick with it though. It's weird as all hell.
I remember seeing the opening scene. They were
Yeah.
like chasing down one of the Titans.
Gets
and
you.
just-
You're like,
Yeah.
oh god, that's so creepy.
Yeah,
It's-
it's just
you
because
get
like
used
it's like
to
an
it.
inside out
Yeah.
person or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
you get used to it though. You get used to it.
I think the Titans are creepy because they look similar to humans, but they're not. You know they're not. Like if you're a human, you see that, so you're like, that is not right with that person, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's what makes Titans creepy because you can.
Some of their
identify
bellies
it.
are like bloated.
Yeah.
Or they have giant like teeth, mouth. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. What about you?
If I had to show someone
Two animes you have to like introduce brand new people.
brand new people, like Tiptoe was saying, I will have to know what this person likes. So, like, are you into
Okay.
fighting? Are you into like magic?
We'll give like
Or-
two different, just completely different
Yeah,
ones.
it's just like those two are.
Vex Machina on
yeah.
Prime is a good one. It's like nice, interesting because you have different styles of different kind of characters doing different things, and with comedy in it, so it's kind of like light humor, and
Shout out to D&D group.
yeah, basically yes, it's that whole D&D
Yeah.
world, and I would say maybe Baki if they're into fighting, or no, I'll take that back. The Kengan Ashura.
Keegan Ashura.
That's-
That
That-
might be a little
that's the-
easier to digest than Baki.
Yeah,
'Cause Baki
'cause-
at times is like, what is going on?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
fair.
because
Yeah.
that little tournament and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But,
a simpler like story, but it has great action.
Yeah.
And the characters are easier to understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And that's that storyline of the tournament. Just hey, we're gonna find out who's the strongest fighter and what company wins what company over. So
Right. That's pretty cool.
So-
What about you, Outer Heaven?
I gotta say Death Note because it's
Okay.
a thriller
Fuck with that.
and it's a great story. Characters are fun and fucking bizarre. And I don't know. I feel like if you're not really into like the action like type of like scenario, for a thriller like kind of drama and also just a mystery behind it, that'd be great for somebody who's just not looking for action.
Definitely. The new one, I'm sure you heard of Overlord.
I heard overall, yeah.
That one's
that's
the
on,
new
that's a
one.
gaming one, right? Like
Yeah.
he's in like an MMO world,
Yes.
right?
That's,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But I love that trap, man. Two of my favorite is Overlord and Reincarnated as a Slime. That thing is amazing, dude. It sounds weird, but
Yeah.
the action is out of this world. They like their action scenes, and they even when they hit people, they make that warble noise, like woo, woo. So they do a very good job of it because it looks like it slows down. you know, and it's a great anime. It's coming back for a third season.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, before we start wrapping things up, do you guys have any kind of rants you want to vent out? Let people know
like
about?
I heard people like backing up into parking spaces are just complete assholes.
Oh, is that me?
That's apparently that's directed towards me because everywhere I go,
I did.
I was sitting right next to the freaking. I'm like, I'm gonna back up just a bit.
I'm gonna be like him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cool.
But yeah, Smileyfoot, he hates that. And he brings it up at least twice
a week,
a month. So, but is there anything you have like because you're a delivery guy? And, I'm sure there's people you deal with that grind your gears.
Grinds my gears. Yeah, you know. But I can't get mad at him for him too much. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's hot out there, huh?" Yeah. Yes. Yes. Or stay cool.
What do you think?
What? How? You come outside and you tell me how to stay cool. Like, you know.
Come into this 7-ton microwave oven and have to drive.
Dude, those things get up to 135
yeah.
on the back of those things. Maybe hotter, dude. Like, it's pretty crazy, dude. Man. You know, I don't have too many gripes. Now, you know. But what I would like to do before we get out of here, top 5 anime real quick. No thinking about it. You got to just spout them out.
Shit, I never think.
Top 5.
Top 5, go.
All right,
I told you my top 5. Street Fighter, Baki, Kengan, Ashura, Ragnarok.
Damn, you're good.
See?
Sailor Moon.
Okay. Leave it. Go. You got to go. Go.
Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Attack on Titan right now. Fuck. And Death Note.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to go with right now Overlord, Reincarnated as a Slime, Fireforce, Demon Slayer, and Attack on Titan that just ended. That, you know, or actually a part 2's coming up.
I'm gonna take back my Sailor Moon and say Samurai Champloo.
Oh,
good.
Damn.
Good save.
Right.
Good save.
Dang, I'll take back my Death Note and put Sailor Moon.
We gotta have Sailor Moon in here somewhere. This is not an anime podcast without that.
Yeah. Damn, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
But really grind your gears, just people saying,
Yeah, you know,
People concerned with your health, they grind your
but
gears.
I guess it's trying to like fill that like void of weird human interaction, right?
Yeah.
With a stranger. That's what they're trying to do, right?
They do. You know what makes me mad, bro? The sun. But I can't do nothing about that.
It's like in Mario World 2, the sun's just looking down at you, extra from you.
Dude, it's the sun in like Mario, bro. He's just down there, fucking. He's just mean, dude. Like,
Just to you.
For no reason. Like right now, it's cloudy and I'm not working. You see what I mean? But tomorrow it's gonna be 107 beaming in my face.
Nah, only like 160. You're good.
It's true. Mesquite 107.
We live in hell, by the way, just so all of you know. That's why he has that super. Yeah, that thermal.
Thermals out of Simply Modern. It's called for anybody who cares.
So, grind my gears. I think I talked to it before. Just bad posture. I just can't stand anybody.
That's me for sure.
Every time you say that, I'm always like, I notice my posture changes if I'm working out or if I'm not working out. If I stop working out, then all of a sudden like I'm all like, but once I start working out, it just naturally just comes to me where I just like sit in the right form and all of it.
I also found out that you know why people have that little bulge on the neck?
Yeah,
It's their fatty deposit.
that's a fat deposit.
Yeah. So what happens is that your vertebrae is like sticking out too far. Fat will build up to protect it. Because you should be in line and it shouldn't be sticking out that far. When you start bending over, and people who like play a lot of games probably do that, their fat deposit builds up right there to protect that nerve, like that vertebrae right there. Yeah. But yeah, bad posture. Like either the butt protrudes out and the stomach goes forward. I hate that. Or
the butt protrudes out.
Yeah, when girls like do like the S shape.
Oh.
Yeah, and like your hips are so far back.
A BBL? Talking about BBLs or what?
BBOs.
BBLs.
BBLs? The fuck
Brazilian butt lifts.
Oh.
Woman's.
I think that's surgery.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not even that. It's just when they force it out.
Oh,
And your hips not in line with your torso, so you're like out of balance. I don't know. It's just my own.
Outer Heaven wants to be a chiropractor for everyone. He wants to walk around town just straighten everyone's posture.
I'm like, you're just gonna fix that. Yeah. That's a little
New profession.
No, God no. No. But they do amazing work.
So everybody, if you see you see Outer Heaven out walking around, make sure you straighten up. He will correct you.
He will correct you. Yeah.
Some weird guys walk up there. There you go. There you go.
There it
Perfect.
is.
Perfect.
There it is.
Yeah.
So
What about you?
me, I honestly nothing really bothered me this much this week, but I honestly I can't.
You work in the service industry the
texting.
whole week.
Texting. I can't stand people that text too much. If you have a lot to say,
I'm guilty of that.
Just call me, or just leave me alone. I stop texting me. If it's that important, just pick up the phone, because I feel like it's easier to say what you have to say in a couple of words than it is to write out an entire text. But I understand sometimes someone's busy. You could be at work, or in your case you're driving a lot, so you can't really be on the phone. But you shouldn't be texting either.
No, I don't.
But
This?
I got Siri, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I just can't stand people that just live on their phone all the time. Just if you're around other people, there's people just sitting down here, just like, really, you're just stuck on that. Why don't you just interact with people? I think that's something, a cultural thing we're taking away from ourselves, because we'd rather be on the phone than just sitting here talking to people.
It's weird too, because people actually want to interact with people. Reason why we have podcasts.
Yeah.
People like watching podcasts. They like seeing people interact.
It
and
makes
talking.
them feel, yeah.
That is, I mean, but then they don't deal with their friends or probably outside.
But the backtrack, or sorry,
It's all
Get out.
get out, backtrack. I when I text, especially when I'm like talking about a subject, I personally treat it like AOL. Like, I'll tell you a sentence. This is what happened, and then as I'm typing, I'm like talking. You know what I mean? I almost treat it like a real conversation.
A text,
I mean, I'm guilty of what you mean. You know, I'll send like, you know, to go watch Demon Slayer, and then I'll send you like 2 more sentences because this, that, and the third, and then I saw this, that, and you know, I treat it like a conversation. I don't treat it as like I'm texting you too much. You know, but. I realize I try to pull back from that.
I do get a lot from, because if I'm driving, I'll get a text from you. There's like another text, and my car picks it up. It says text message from from Tiptoe, text message from Tiptoe, text message from Tiptoe. I'm like, God, just send one text.
And that's why we have road rage.
Definitely guilty of that. Yeah.
Butter's eyes just twitching when he's driving.
Take my phone, just throw it at the car next to me. You like you weren't driving the convertible. Hit you in the head.
He's like, well, I better reverse this spot. Well, hey, man, thanks for having me on, dude.
Oh, thanks for coming on. You guys are more than welcome to come back. Maybe the rest of the crew will be here, and they could have more questions to ask you guys, or maybe they could put their input on animes or anything alike. But
I mean, we had like the Grand Master of Animes right here. Like,
man, he pulled out a whole list. It was like, I think there was like 50.
you
50
showed me a
different
list.
animes.
I'm like, I recognize like 1/4 of that. I'm like, I didn't even scroll, so I'm like, nope.
Some of them weren't even in English. They were still in Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, Japanese characters. It was like, whoa.
Really, you can read Japanese now?
And then I saw boom. I was like, oh yeah, now we're getting to the good stuff. We're getting to the good stuff.
Yep, there it is. Nah, man, I don't know, man.
Those tentacles.
Those tentacles. Nah, that's not me. I can't. That was too much for me. So I don't know.
That was the limit.
I picked it up.
But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this latest episode of the Pimp Gimp Shrimp Show podcast web series. Yeah. Hopefully we get this episode out real soon. In between that, me and Smallfoot have our little Call of Duty series where it's just us playing games. It's called BS Gaming. We're just BSing around. Hopefully we can get you guys on there one day. Good.
Yeah.
But it is a process trying to get that up and running. So yeah, just hit that like button, subscribe, and do all that good stuff, and show us some support, because we really need it.
The whole jam.
All right, guys.
You click the subscribe button, he will fix your posture, guaranteed. Guaranteed.